The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. Dubby's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by Dubby, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. Dubby's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/discount/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. Dubby Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. Hoping that y'all are having yourselves a great day so far. I see my dude Tommy Cananza has already tuned in. Tommy, what's up, my guy? Saying what's up, Tip. Got to move this microphone a little bit closer to myself. Let me do that. Rearranged a little bit of my studio here. So I just wanted to make sure everything was, looking good, sounding good, doing all kinds of stuff, doing what I needed to do. That's the most important thing that we're doing here with the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. Remember, we are live not just on our YouTube channel, but on the Under the Hood podcast channel as well. Shout out to Chicago, Chi-Town Stand Up. Hope that everyone over there is having a good time getting ready for that Bears season. I know my dude, the Cricket Commish over in Arizona, those Arizonans, but he loves his Chicago Bears. You can check him out on the Chicago Clubhouse Network as well. But shout out to my dude, Jonathan Hood. I always told him, it was a mistake. It was a horrible idea for you to allow me to do this nonsense on your channel. And of course, starting next month in September, which is much closer than what I thought it was, because my son's birthday is on Saturday and he was born on the 29th. But in September, after Labor Day, we are going to start on the KTSM Plus network. We'll be a part of that. We'll be following Mike and Tricia in the morning. Then boom, right into the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton here and on the KTSM Plus app. Download it on your smart TV. Show us a little bit of love and all the other stuff that we're going to be doing there. And, of course, my dude, Mondo the Monster Medina, has also teamed up with KTSM Plus and will be streaming their Thursday night football games. You might remember it was me and Chris Babcock doing it last year. Mondo Medina making it much more professional, making it sound so much better than anything that we could possibly do. And I say we by just meaning me, Babcock, an ultimate professional, me, just some dude who kind of sounds good sometimes, but I'm not 100% sure. I want to continue talking about the AFC West and breaking down the divisions, going division by division, the way that we have over the last couple of weeks, I guess is what it is. But I saw an article as I was getting ready for today's show, getting my coffee ready, making sure that my dog was nowhere in here because we saw what happened with yesterday's show. But as I was getting ready for today's show, I saw an article that said 5 teams in the NFL that are guaranteed to take a step back, including the Denver Broncos. And on these teams are the Carolina Panthers, or on this list is the Carolina Panthers, the Chicago Bears, the Denver Broncos, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the New England Patriots. And to that list, I say, yeah. Tommy's saying, damn, I haven't seen Mondo in years. Mondo has been doing some amazing stuff with the El Paso Sports Broadcasting Network. They go out, they do a lot of high school football, a lot of high school sports, doing things like that. I believe they have their contract this year with SISD, so it's going to be awesome to see what they have, but you can always check them out. YouTube, Facebook, those are going to be the best places to check out. And of course now, KTSM Plus. So we've got that whole thing going on. They've been doing that thing since I got back from Connecticut. And that's one of the cool things about some of the stuff that we do here, right? Like what was I doing the other day? I can't remember exactly what it was, but it had me missing the days whenever I did play-by-play. And it's just, hard for me to find a gig where I can do play-by-play the way that, I love doing play-by-play and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping maybe one of these days, Mondo, if you're watching, because I know you watch from time to time on Tomp du Tomp, maybe, send your boy out there. I'll cover a couple of games. Socorro High School. Anything Socorro High School. I will cover Socorro High School. Just let me know, my dude. Especially because we only have 2 weeks left. 2 weeks, thank God. Or 2 homestands, rather. 2 homestands left in the minor league baseball season. 12 games, guys. 10 plus 2. 12 games to come check out the El Paso Chihuahuas this season before we're gone. And everyone's going to miss baseball. Tommy, I know you say you don't like baseball, but I know you're going to miss baseball. Catface Vibes Cat says hi. Hello, Catface. Hope that you are fantastic. I'm a little dyslexic, so it's a little hard for me to read things sometimes. You can always see whenever I'm having a hard time reading because I can't read that well. I had to go to the Derek Zoolander School for Kids Who Don't Read Good. That's where I went. But again, I'm looking at this list that Bill Barnwell put up, and Bill Barnwell, great writer over at ESPN. But these 5 teams that are going to take a step back, and I feel like that's the low-lying fruit, right? Like obviously Carolina, you feel is going to take a little bit of a step back. Chicago, you feel like, okay, what is a step back for Chicago? 11-6 to 10-7, is that really a step back? They were 7-4 in games decided by 7 points or fewer, is what it's saying right here. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, that ebbs and flows, right? Maybe they don't have a lot of games that, aren't that great. And then they have the 10th toughest schedule. So tough, that 10th schedule. Tommy said, look, man, I never said I didn't like baseball. It's just too many games. I'll watch the important ones in the rivalry series. There we go. Hey, my bad. My bad, Tommy. You don't have to, Tommy, don't yell. Don't scream. Jeez, man. Calm down a little bit. Cafe saying, oh, I guess to my comment about being a little dyslexic. I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. Just like every other breakup in the history of mankind. It's not you, it's me. I'm not breaking up you, Catface. I'm just saying it's not you, it's me. I'm the issue. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Point differential for the Chicago Bears in 2025 was plus 26, right? So close games. They played a lot of close games. I genuinely feel like with this team being in year number 2 of Ben Johnson's system, being a little more consistent with some stuff that they've got going on, I genuinely feel, again, that the Bears can be 10-6 or 10-7, 11-6 maybe, still win the division. And that would be my question to Bill Barnwell. None of the teams, as we saw last year, right? None of the teams really took a huge step forward. If I'm Chicago, I'm cool with that, right? Like, hey, I won the division. I take a little, add some people here or there, but I do my thing. If Chicago still wins the division, but they go, 10-7, 9-8, is that a step back? They won the division, right? I don't know, man. Like again, I look at this list and I'm kind of like, you know. I appreciate the love, Catface. I hope you like and subscribe. This is mostly going to be sports, but it's also sports adjacent. And every now and then a dog shows up. Sometimes. If that dog isn't being, a jerk. Nonetheless, so let's look at the Carolina Panthers now, right? 8-9. I can see a scenario where the Carolina Panthers are 8-9, 9-6, or 9-8 rather, doing their thing. Thank you, Catface. I appreciate it. But you're going to say that the Carolina Panthers are going to take a step back, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, man. Like, I like the building blocks the Panthers have. And it says that they have the point differential was -69. Nice. For the Carolina Panthers. Are you saying that they're going to be exponentially worse, right? Like we've seen Bryce Young take a step forward. Sure, you lose Rico Dowdle, but you got Ted McMillan. Like you've got some pieces there in Carolina that you can use to build upon. So for me, it's difficult to be like, oh, no, this team's definitely going to take a step back when, one, they weren't that great to begin with, right? Like, sure, they won the division, but it's not like it was a great division. Cafe saying, you got TikTok so I can follow you? Of course I have TikTok. Every one of my social medias is at Mr. Tipton 33, at MRTIPTON 33. You see it right here under my name as well. Boom. At Mr. Tipton 33. On all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, X, Blue Sky, which I do think I had a Blue Sky. I just don't know if I do anything on Blue Sky. Threads, everywhere. Everywhere. Looking forward to that follow, Catface. Saying that the Carolina Panthers have the 13th toughest schedule in the NFL this year. What were the expectations for the team? Again, genuinely, I want to know what did Bill Barnwell or these other people that collaborated on this list, what were their expectations for that team? Saying that Carolina is going to take a step back, what's a step back for the Carolina? They already had a below 500 record. Now, the one that I think I could agree with, Denver, New England, right? Tommy says the Panthers win the division just about every 10 years, so they probably won't win again until around 2036. You know what? I said it at the beginning of this whole thing, right? Like the NFC North or the NFC South, rather, was one of the first teams that we started talking about, one of the first divisions we started talking about. I think that's Atlanta's division. Right? Like I genuinely feel like that's Atlanta's division. Also, Tampa Bay got a lot of injuries. There's a lot of turmoil in Tampa Bay, though. Dunn says Catface Vibe. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much so. Denver, I can see, they're going to take a step back. Kansas City's going to be better this year. You expect the Chargers to be a little better this year. You're not going to be able to surprise teams. The exact same thing with Jacksonville. The exact same thing with the New England Patriots. They surprised teams. The divisions probably got better. The divisions probably had a team in that division that you thought that should be the team that wins. That feels better, right? If the Kansas City Chiefs won the AFC West, nobody would be surprised because that's a 3-time Super Bowl champion and been in 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, right? Like, nobody would be surprised if Kansas City wins the AFC West. So, again, saying Denver's going to take a step back, they're not going to go 14-3? No way. It's so hard to go 14-3 unless you're Sam Darnold and you do it in back-to-back seasons. The same thing with New England. They caught lightning in a bottle. They had a team that everyone thought would be the division champ take a huge step back in the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo should be better. Buffalo should be getting on track. Buffalo has all the pressure on them. How are they going to handle the pressure of being the team that everybody has their eyes on, that everybody has expectations for? We saw you last year with the easiest possible route you could have had to go to a Super Bowl, Buffalo Bills, and not make it to the Super Bowl. What are they going to do in order to bounce back? Because you have to bounce back. This is what tests that armor. The window. We spoke about it with Detroit. That window is closed. That window with the Bills inching down lower and lower. Because you have teams like the Patriots that are getting better. So, yeah, I can see a scenario where the Patriots don't win the division. Oh, no. Is that what this comes down to? Is who's going to win the division? Is that what is that what the definition of a step back is? What if Buffalo goes 14-3 and Denver goes 13-4, or not Denver, New England goes 13-4? That the big step back that we're thinking about here? The Broncos 9-2. Hey. See, I told you he was going to make an appearance. I'm not picking him up. I'm not going to risk having done what happened yesterday. I'm not going to risk it at all. And it's also great whenever the garbage truck drives right by. I'm going to let that fester there for a second. Just the garbage truck driving by. What a great analogy for what it is that I do. In the middle of my show, the garbage truck just driving by, collecting the trash heap of this show known as Mike Tipton. Oh, that's recycling though. That wasn't the garbage truck. My bad. The Jacksonville Jaguars. That was such a tight division, if I'm remembering it correctly. Yeah. It was one game that separated. That's not a huge difference to go around and be like, oh, these teams are going to be so much better or so much worse last year. If the Jaguars don't win the division, but they make the playoffs, step back? Like, I'd love to know what that expectation is. Why don't we say Philadelphia is going to take a step back? Because that to me feels like it's going to happen, right? You could literally sit there and say every single team in the NFL could potentially take a step back. Hell, the Cleveland Browns could take a step back. People in Cleveland are mad, huh? It's also, we spoke about this a little bit yesterday with the whole Deshaun Watson thing, right? Should Deshaun Watson start? B. Strilla came on the show. That was the only thing he asked. The grenade he throws is, should Deshaun Watson be starting in Cleveland? And it was like, if he beat out Shador, then sure. But the stuff he said about the fan base, I would not have started him. I wouldn't have named him my starting quarterback. But I could see why the Browns did it. You got so much money tied up in Buddy that you got to be able to do something with it, right? Go out there, get hurt. God, who knows? Who cares? But if you're the quarterback of a team, you've got to be able to get the fans on your side. The most popular guy in the NFL is always the backup quarterback. And you see this stuff of like Deshaun Watson going out there hating on the entire city of Cleveland, like, oh, they cheered whenever I ruptured my Achilles. That ain't about play. That's personal. There seems to be a level of self-awareness that Deshaun Watson just does not have. Like genuinely, it feels that way. Like Deshaun Watson has no clue what the hell's going on in his world. to sit back and be like, oh, these fans, it's not about play. My guy, what have you done? You have the most guaranteed money in the history of the NFL. You've played a grand total of 24 games in 5 years for the Cleveland Browns. You've done nothing. You haven't been good. Like objectively, you just haven't been good. I could understand why the fans boo you. Why you throw an interception in a preseason game and the fans are like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're the starting quarterback of an NFL franchise. You're there with the starters. You're there with the number one team. And as a matter of fact, you didn't even go up against the number ones. You went up against the number 2s and 3s in that game now that I'm thinking about it. And you went 5 for 12 for 36 yards and an interception. And you're going to say it's not about play? It's not about what I've done on the field? You know what? And let's go with that. Let's go with that as the caveat, right? Let's just put that out there. Like, okay, let's say it's not about your play. Are you going to look at Deshaun Watson and be like, man, that guy, he's had a couple of tough breaks. And then to be like, God put me in these situations for a reason. My dude, whoever the hell is out there coaching Deshaun Watson on what to say, on how to do things, needs to dial it back a bit, because you can't sit there and be like, God put me in these horrible situations to test who I am. God didn't put your ass on a massage table and tell you to do things to people 27 times minimum, to 27 different people. That'd be diabolical. God put me in these positions, but I'm going to show the world that I'm a good guy. I hope you do, my dude. I genuinely hope you do. But how often does that happen? The Cleveland Browns, man, that is just an absolute dumpster fire right now. But what it does, again, like I feel like Shadour's going to start at some point throughout the year. Like he just has to. He was a Pro Bowl quarterback last year. What a weird year we had. But if you're Cleveland, you know it's going to be a tough start to the season. Let's look at like what the Browns' schedule is. That was a cool graphic that the Browns made for Deshaun Watson being their starting quarterback. I'll give them that. And if you've ever followed me on any of my stuff, you know that like I've got a soft spot in my heart for the Browns. Like I want to see them succeed. Not week one against our second favorite team on this show, the Jacksonville Jaguars. So you got Jacksonville, that should more than likely be a loss. Tampa Bay, that should more than likely be a loss. Carolina, that should more than likely be a loss. Pittsburgh, that should more than likely be a loss. You're staring down the barrel of 0-4. So I understand the team saying, you know what, we're going to protect our young quarterback, only in his second year, 5th-round pick quarterback. We're going to protect him and let the 0-4 happen against someone who we're paying a ton of money to, who's not great, right? But we got so much money tied up in old boy that we got to make sure we get him on the field and do something. So the 0-4 happens there. Then you bring in Shedeur Sanders in week 5 against the Jets. That's a winnable game. I feel like that's a winnable game. That should be a game that the Cleveland Browns win. Tommy says he'll be on the bench by week 4 or 5, talking about Deshaun Watson. Then you get Shedeur Sanders against the Baltimore Ravens. That's more than likely a loss. But look, he's 1-1 maybe, right? Following the Ravens, you got the Tennessee Titans. You can be 2-1 at one point. Tennessee's not a great team. Tennessee's probably a bad team, a very, very bad team, if I'm being honest about it. Then, they got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe they split with Pittsburgh. Who knows? Right? But you got an injection of life starting in week 5. It feels like week 5 is the week. Tommy said it right there, but it feels like week 5 is the time that it would be for Shedeur to come in. Then you get the Saints after Pittsburgh. That's a winnable game, man. He can feasibly go 3-3 going into the bye week. They got the bye week in week 11. 0-4 to start the year, 3-3 going into the bye week. You're 3-7. It doesn't feel as bad, but you're giving the kid, Shedeur Sanders, your young guy, a chance to go out there and do some stuff going into the bye week. Coming out of the bye week, you got the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, another winnable game. There's the possibility that the Cleveland Browns here can get 4 wins with Shedeur Sanders, right? Go through the gauntlet at the beginning of the season with Deshaun Watson, then bring in Shedeur and put him in a chance to get some wins. Tommy said, how much is Watson getting paid this year? I know his dead cap hit would be the largest in the history of the NFL, which is $86 million or so. But let's look up Deshaun Watson's contract. Deshaun Watson's contract, which again, I don't know how many people remember this about the Deshaun Watson deal. But the first year of the deal was so light that it didn't because they thought that he was going to be fined a whole bunch of his check, right? Cleveland goes to bat. Jimmy Haslam and them boys go to bat in Deshaun Watson's contract and backload the entire thing. It's almost like the deferred money in baseball now, right? They backload that whole contract. $46 million this year for Deshaun Watson. $46 million this year for Deshaun Watson. I had that wrong, Tommy. I had the dead cap hit wrong. And because all the money's guaranteed, he's still got a ton of it left. But because all the money is guaranteed, if they were to cut Deshaun Watson today, it would be a $127,167,992 dead cap hit for the Cleveland Browns. Next year is when it drops down to $86 million. Oh, it's 100% why he's starting. Again, they have so much money tied up in him that he has to start, right? Like he's got to get out there on the field and do something. If I'm not mistaken, he missed all of last year, right? Like with the ruptured Achilles. When did he rupture the Achilles? Because I thought that was towards the end of 24. So now I got to look up more stuff about Deshaun Watson that I don't want to look up. Could only imagine what my targeted ads are going to look like. Which is funny because yesterday, a friend of mine, Angel Torres, checks out the show every now and again. You can also check him out on 600 ESPN El Paso. Starting this week, as a matter of fact, Football Friday night. Coming back to the borderland. It's going to be on the website only, not on the actual radio until the Chihuahua season is over. But Football Friday night, bouncing around, team to team throughout the Sun City, giving updates on all of the high school football action that is going on here. Those that are watching in Chicago, those that are watching around the country and around the world, yes, even in El Paso, Texas, high school football, a really big deal. The SAC, the stadium that I used to set up cameras and do all that stuff for. The SAC, a 15,000 seat stadium. Yeah, Deshaun Watson did not play in 2025. And Tommy's saying, look, the Browns really shit the bed with that contract. And I agree 1,000,000%. They really shit the bed. But that's also just the tip of the iceberg for them.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Guys, go check them out today. I know it's the end of summer, but comfort is a 24/7, 365, sometimes 366 deal that you need to make sure you are doing to yourself, man. Make sure that your boys are as comfortable as they possibly can be, looking good, feeling good. That's the way that it should be. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all of your male grooming needs. Look, don't be gross out there, because if you don't love your own nuts, who's going to love your nuts for you? It all starts from within. You want your nuts to be as happy as my nuts are right now? I wish I could show you a picture of them without getting kicked off the internet, because they are smiling right now. They're so fresh, so clean, just like Outcast said. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all of your male grooming needs. I feel like they get worse. Each time I do them, I feel like they get worse. I'm sorry to the good people out there, but I'm not sorry to Happy Nuts. Make sure that man in your life, his nuts are the happiest they could possibly be. There's only one way to do it. Tommy says, please don't show any nuts. You have no idea what was going through my head as I said that, because I was like, you know what? Commercial idea. It's been a while since I've done a commercial. It's been a while since I did a Happy Nuts commercial. It's been a while. That's enough singing. I told you all I would stop singing. I'm going to stop singing now. And I got this wrong, Tommy. I said that Deshaun Watson had played 24 games for the Cleveland Browns. He has not. He has not. He's only played 19 games for the Cleveland Browns. 19 games, 19 tutties, 12 interceptions, 61% completion percentage. It's not great. In 19 games, has thrown for 3,365 yards. Woof. And the crazy thing is, like, you look at that and you compare it to what he did in Houston, and it's like night and day, man. Like Deshaun Watson in Houston was a monster. Tommy says, yeah, that's basically the season. The Snowman Multimedia says, what's going on, Tips? How you be? Snowman checking in. What's going on, Snowman? Hope that you are doing fantastic, my friend. Going to check out some of the stuff you got going on as well. But I am always good, baby. In a couple of weeks, we are going to be live on KTSM Plus on your smart TV. I got a smart TV back there that I didn't turn on. I don't know why. I have the remote control right here. So I probably should have just done it. But you know what? I got caught up in trying to make sure I got some coffee into my system, because I couldn't imagine how terrible my day would be if I did the tipping point with Mike Tipton without coffee. The addiction is real. Also, like, I've come to like Dutch Bros because there's one like right down the street from me. But every time I want to go get a frozen coffee, because I'm a man, damn it, I drink a frozen coffee. Don't judge me. But every time I want to go get my frozen coffee, the Annihilator made picture perfect. Again, I'm a man, damn it, don't judge me. Every single time I go to like get that coffee, the line is at least like a 20-minute line. And my dude, I ain't waiting in a line for coffee. I can get coffee literally anywhere. You know me, I love me some Dunkin' Donuts. But I do like that Annihilator, especially when it's picture perfect. Now you know my very masculine order. I wonder if there's a picture of it so I can show y'all. Because I'm a man. No, that's not it. That's not it. There it is. Mm-hmm. I know this is all riveting, very, very riveting stuff as I, do a horrible job. But I just want you guys to see. Look at that thing. That thing is Tommy, I know that you said you'd rather get your iced coffee at McDonald's and Starbucks or any of those other coffee chains, to be honest. But Tommy, look at that thing. And tell me that don't look good, brother. Tell me that thing don't look good. Maybe I got to go hit up Dutch Brothers for a partnership with them. Or Dunkin'. I used to do Dunkin' a lot back in the day. But Tommy, I mean, look at that thing, man. That thing is a thing of beauty. Look how beautiful that is. It also looks super fake, but it does look like that. I've already had a coffee, though, so I'm not going to go get another coffee. Could you imagine double coffee? I know there's people out there that drink that does taste good. Well, I guess that's subjective, right? How do you like your coffee? Tommy, you came to Just the Tips barista service. What is your coffee order? Is it just like an iced coffee? Like you like your coffee black? I tried doing black coffee. Can't do it. I'm not as much of a man as I thought I was. Can't do it. Sorry. Having to write a message. Okay. A lot of stuff going on, especially for an off week. Ooh, coffee's order. Vanilla iced coffees with chocolate drizzle. That's it. Hey, look, man. Normally what I do is I get the frozen coffee from Dunkin' Donuts with French vanilla flavor and whipped cream because, again, I'm a man. Got to have my whipped cream. And I feel like they mess with me sometimes because they put the whipped cream in, and when they put the top off, it's got a little thing where it looks like a thumb, and I got to suck it off. I've got to I'm trying to think of a masculine way to say this, but I got to lick it before you stick it. And then then I'm able to put my straw in. But if I try to put the straw in with the, whipped cream sticking out, the whipped cream appendage basically sticking out, I can't do it, right? It doesn't allow, and then more comes out. Look, I'm digging a hole, and I got to stop this thing. God, I'm going to have to cut that. Let's cut that, StreamYard. You know what to do. What a show we have here on the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. I always feel bad because I know Jonathan Hood's audience over in Chicago, they're probably oh man, Hoodie knows his stuff, so he got this dude on. This dude's got to know his stuff too. And then we're talking about appendages made out of whipped cream. Oh my God, that sounds even worse. One of these days, I'll learn how to think before I speak, but it ain't going to happen today, as we know that. Deshaun Watson sucks, huh? Oh, man. I just want to do the math on my own real quick because I love doing this type of stuff. We'll see how much the Cleveland Browns have already paid Deshaun Watson. $8, $9, $8, $4, $1, $2, $3 plus $17.9 million. $25 million. 925. 0.25. I know that this is even more riveting whenever I do math on the show. Whenever I'm looking stuff up, I know that's the most riveting. So the Cleveland Browns have already paid Deshaun Watson a grand total of $83,570,964. That's what they've already paid him. So that means for every touchdown he's thrown so far for the Cleveland Browns, they've paid him $4.398 million. $4,398,471.79 to be exact for every touchdown that he's thrown. Let's go back over to our 83 million. And let's divide that by yards now. Sorry, y'all had to hear that. I'm doing this now because I wasn't expecting to talk this much about Deshaun Watson, but I just love seeing that. So he's thrown for 3,365 yards, which means they have paid him $24,835.35-ish per yard. Per yard. $4 million per touchdown, $24,000 per yard. That's how much they've paid him so far. They still have other money that they need to pay him. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I was wrong. There's more. Because I went over a restructure. I didn't go over what the cap hit was. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Tommy says, that's crazy. 19 games, basically. Shake my head. And I'm never complaining about Dak's contract again. And then saying, wow. Wow. Like it's mind-blowing to me. And you're going to sit there and ostracize the fan base for booing you? $4 million. You know what? There's a part of me that I want to move on from it because I got the numbers wrong. But I can't. So I need to do this just for my own sense of well-being. Because the number I had was way off. Way off. NFL numbers are payments are weird, man. And it's great to see that. It's just going to keep going. It's ballooning. Now I understand why back in the day they're like, you need to learn how to do 10 key, but I'm doing this on my phone and not on a computer, but I still do 10 key pretty well. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh my God. So yeah, I was way off. The total money that they have paid Deshaun Watson, that the Cleveland Browns have paid Deshaun Watson so far, $133,355,120. Let's divide that by the 19 touchdowns. That comes down to $7,018,690.53 per touchdown. $7 million per touchdown. Basically $7 million per game that he's played because he's only played 19 games. 1 for 1. 1 game, 1 tutty. That's what you get for Deshaun Watson. That is wild. And we're dividing that now by our 3,365 yards, and that equals 39,630.05 per pass, per yard that Deshaun Watson has grifted from the Cleveland the Cleveland Browns. $133 million over 19 games in the 4 seasons. Now entering 5 seasons that you've been with the Cleveland Browns. And the thing is you've only played 3. 40% of the time that Deshaun Watson's been in Cleveland, he hasn't been able to play either because of suspension or because of the injury. $133 million for 19 games is what the Cleveland Browns have paid Deshaun Watson for this. And whenever they boo him because he throws an interception, he's going to be like, it's personal. It's not about play. It's personal. Tommy says that's almost criminal. It really is. He is blatantly robbing the Cleveland Browns. I am flabbergasted. Like, I knew the numbers were going to be big. I didn't know that it was going to be $7 million per touchdown, basically $7 million per game. And it's all guaranteed. $230 million coming his way. That means he's still got another $97 million headed his way over the next 4 seasons after this season. Jesus Christ, the Cleveland Browns. Tommy says that's called a heist. If the Cleveland Browns were to get rid of Deshaun Watson today, it would cost them $127,165,992 in dead cap space. And you know what? It might be worth it. Like, it might be worth it. That's how much money they have guaranteed going to Deshaun Watson over the next 3 years. That is insanity to me, man. Insanity to me that the Cleveland Browns, and again, barring all the stuff that surrounded Deshaun Watson, if it was just about football, every single team would have been like, oh yeah, no, like let's take a flyer on Deshaun Watson. But the fact is that he missed the season previously. He missed 2021 because of the suspension from the NFL. And the Cleveland Browns were like, you know what would be a good idea? If we brought him back. That'll be great. Let's bring him in here. Let's get rid of Baker Mayfield, who got us within a touchdown of an NFC or an AFC championship game. Remember, the Cleveland Browns were going toe-to-toe with the Kansas City Chiefs, and it took a miracle 4th down play, not from Patrick Mahomes, but from Matt Castle, to beat the Cleveland Browns. That's how close Cleveland came to making the AFC championship game. And they said, let's get rid of Baker because he played hurt this season. Let's get rid of Baker and put all this money in on Deshaun Watson. And not only did they give up all this money for Deshaun Watson, I've got to go back and look at it. Wasn't it 5 first-round draft picks? Three. My apologies. 3 first-round draft picks, a 3rd-round pick, and a 4th-round pick. 2022, 2023, 2024. You gave up, you mortgaged your future. You are in like financial straits right now. Because you decided to go all in on Deshaun Watson. That shit's wild, man. Oh, yeah. No, that's going to be the thing, Tommy. Like, they are married to him. They are stuck with Deshaun Watson. Tommy says, I was going to ask, what if they trade him? But there's nobody in their right mind that's going to trade for that contract. Not just that. Like You would eat that contract if the quarterback was halfway decent, right? 4 years, going into year number 5, 4 years, and you've played 19 games. Granted, you missed a season because of injury. Fine. You missed a season because of suspension. You've been with the team for 5 years, and 40% of the time you haven't been able to play the game. And I'm already adding this season to it. You've been there 4 complete seasons, and 2 of them you played. And you didn't even play a full season. You played 19 games. Tommy's saying the Texans robbed them. I would love to see what the Texans got out of those picks. Like who was it that the Texans got for those draft picks? Because I guarantee it was probably good. Oh yeah. Yeah. They got Will Anderson, Tank Dell, Damian Pierce, Kamari Lassiter, maybe, Kalen Bullock, and Kenyon Green. Will Anderson and Tank Dell, along with Damian Pierce, enough said. You won the trade just off of that. But that's the thing, Tommy, is I don't think that's the case, man. Right? So Tommy says here, maybe the Browns are thinking that Deshaun Watson will ball out and some other team will actually trade for him. You're not getting any value for Deshaun Watson. You're not getting any value for Deshaun Watson at all. At all, man. That's wild to me. Absolutely wild to me. Yeah, Will Anderson alone. Will Anderson, that is baffling. And that's what you see, right? Like the Texans' offensive line is a little bit better. That defense, we can all say the Texans' defense is great. Tank Dell, whenever he's healthy, phenomenal. I'm just my mind is blown by this. What the Texans got from the Deshaun Watson trade. And you can say, yeah, maybe he'll ball out, maybe he'll do this and that. But the thing is Cleveland has some talent on them. Let's not forget, what was it, 2 years ago? Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs. Deshaun Watson was healthy that year. You know, he played a decent amount of games that year, the year that they made the playoffs. Let's go back to it. Where is it? He was 6-6, Deshaun Watson was. Actually, I think I might have my numbers wrong. Hold on. Yeah. So he played 6 games in 2023, the last year that the Browns made the playoffs, and he was 5-1. Joe Flacco comes in and takes them the rest of the way. They make the playoffs in 2023. Again, just absolutely mind-blowing. And you look at the numbers, right? That last year in Houston with Deshaun Watson, they go 4-12. They were a bad team, but he got you 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. The year prior, 3,800 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. The year before that, 2018, 4,100 yards, 26 tutties, 9 interceptions. Those are single individual year numbers for Deshaun Watson with Houston. And he hasn't equaled that in the 19 games that he's played for the Cleveland Browns. He hasn't even equaled one season in the 19 games that he's been with the Cleveland Browns. It's mind-blowing to me, man. It is mind-blowing to me. Spent way too much time talking about that. I also did want to talk a little bit about what's going on with college football right now, because as some of you may know or may not know, there was a ruling by the court systems, the legal systems in the United States saying that, hey, a couple of these players got duped. They applied for the NFL draft. They didn't think they were going to be able to get a fifth-year exemption, so they applied for the NFL draft. Some of them don't get drafted. Some of them sign on with teams as undrafted free agents. And some of them are now in the transfer portal and going to go play for LSU, right? And I've been hearing people be like, oh my God, this is the worst thing in the history of college football. It's going to ruin college football. It's going to be a straight back and forth of, players going to front of the NFL, going back to college football. It's going to ruin it. You got these grown men versus boys, and they're going to be playing against each other. Oh my God, it's not right. It's a non-issue to me. It's a total non-issue to me. Because Daquan Wright is one of the guys that people are talking about here, right? He went to training camp with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns once again in the news. Got cut, going to be going to LSU. And I heard people being like, oh, well, this is going to be a grown man playing against boys. He's the exact same age that he was when he played in Ole Miss's last college football playoff game. The exact same age. And college football is full of dudes like that. You have guys that are 7-year seniors right now. I was making fun of the fact that there's a list of players. I believe there's 4 players who entered college in 2019. That was 7 years ago. That's some Van Wilder shit. Other players that entered college in 2020, and I get it, the COVID season and blah, 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 blah. If we could allow old boy from Miami to play 8 years in college football, then this dude going from again, being duped, being told that he's not going to be able to get an exemption to play one more year in college football, if he's able to be look, I didn't make an NFL roster and I'm going to make more money being, playing in college at LSU with Lane Kiffin, who was my head coach when I was at Mississippi State, or Ole Miss rather. Wait, shit, which one was it? Ole Miss. If I'm going to make more money in college than I would in the NFL doing that, dude, go get your bag. I'm all about that shit. We need to get off the damn high ground of being oh, college athletics, it's amateur. No, it hasn't been for quite some time. There is real money being handed out to people, and now it's in front of everybody. It's no longer under the table, hidden away where people can be like, oh, that's not really happening. It's right there in front of your face. And this is what college football is going to be like from now on. I wanted to sit back and be like, oh, this is going to be a one-time thing. I assure you it's not, because now we've taken the top off of Pandora's box, and all the ugly is starting to come out. If you're in the NFL for 2 years, right? Let's say you go through your first year in the NFL, you're no longer eligible. Come up with some actual rules. Richie saying, did I hear money? Guns up. Hey, you know me, my dude. I love the fact that Texas Tech is spending money in the NIL. Oh, it makes me so happy. Makes me so damn happy. What's up, Richie? It's been a while, my dude. It's been a while. I sang that earlier. I got to come up with another song. But I'm glad you're here, Richie. Can't wait to talk to you about what's going on with the Sun Bowl, the Sun Bowl Association, all the fun stuff that's going to be coming up here in the city of El Paso as we finally get back into college football action. I'm excited about it. The starts this weekend. This weekend, college football. There we go. Tommy said, or not Tommy, Richie says it has been a while. Ramping up for the season over here. Look, man, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Also, I just want to let y'all know, I got an email yesterday from the NFL. Small, but still there. Very small, just like Augustine. Very small chance that your boy might be going to Rio to help cover that Dallas Cowboys game in Brazil. Very small chance. If that happens, tipping point party in Brazil. I've been talking with former NFL, I can't say former Hall of Famer because that means he's dead, but NFL Hall of Famer Charles Haley. He's going to be hosting a party in Brazil. And it seems like if I can get approved by the NFL to go to Brazil, I want to be at a party with my dude, Charles Haley, having myself a good old time before that Cowboys game, baby. I'm looking forward to it. So fingers crossed. I need all the good vibes possible. All the good vibes possible. We'll see how it goes. But until then, everybody, Tommy, I want to get to this real quick. Tommy says that they're basically semi-pro teams now. They're not even semi-pro. They are plain and simple. I cannot wait for the day that football decides we don't need college football. Like the NFL decides we don't need college football. College football players decide we don't need college football. We can be club affiliated and become a minor league system for these other things. Get a general manager the same way that it is. Get affiliated with the NFL. Think about that. 32 NFL teams. My guys, we literally only care about 24, 25 teams maybe. Get the best of the best, have relegation, have stuff like that. I will come up with a plan to make it happen. But I feel like the only way college football can survive is through that minor league style system. And you say, Tip, that's going to be way too many. There's going to be way too much things going on here. Think about this before you say that. There are currently 138 Division I football schools, 138 of them. There's 147 minor league teams. It builds itself perfectly, guys. It builds itself perfectly. Can't wait for the UTEP football, like UTEP Miners football, to be affiliated with the Cleveland Browns. Oh, it'll be great. Whatever deity is out there, I am praying to you. Please let relegation and a minor league system thing happen in college sports and bring it together with the NFL. That's the only way it's going to actually survive and the only way you can have actual rules. Until then, everybody, I want to thank you so much for tuning into the show. We will see you tomorrow. Yes, look at that, the Rare Wednesday show. We will see you all then. Have yourselves a great day and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.